story. We have some breaking inputs coming in. There's been more crackdown on Madarsas in Uttar Pradesh after Moradabad and Prayagraj. CNN News 18 has now learned that Aligarh District Administration has also submitted a report that says 103 Madarsas are operating illegally. This is the latest we are now bringing to you after Prayagraj and Moradabad. Aligarh is also making it to the list with 103 Madarsas operating illegally. For more details, let's quickly go across to Uttar Pradesh Bureau Chief Pranshu Mishra, who's joining us live. Pranshu, the writing is on the wall as we were talking about unaffiliated and unaided Madarsas. Here we have Aligarh reporting 103 Madarsas operating illegally. We all know how crucial Aligarh is in terms of playing the role of an institution of learning for all Muslims.
Well, Anusha, to slightly to amend this information, it is about the unregistered madrasas. So again, we are repeating that it is not about illegal or legal. I mean, if you go through the initial report, which we have filed around a month back about that questionnaire, and we were the first one to show that questionnaire, it has clearly said that this survey is about to determine the number of unregistered madrasas, that is, and it didn't mention the word illegal. There was contention on two issues, that the source of funding and also the affiliation of these madrasas. And we also saw that how major bodies like Darul Uloom Nadwa in Lucknow and Darul Uloom Devband, one of the biggest madrasas, Islamic seminaries in Uttar Pradesh, they've actually opened their doors for the survey. So reports, the latest of course coming in from Aligarh, before that from Moradabad, from Prayagraj, everywhere there have been findings that some certain madrasas, they are unregistered, they have been found flouting as far as the norms are concerned. But that doesn't make it, according to the UP government, a big deal, because see, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, there's only 16,500 madrasas that are registered with the Madarsa board. Thousands of other madrasas are already there, which are not registered by Madarsa board, and they are affiliated to other bodies, for example, other prominent Islamic institutions. That doesn't make them illegal. So the report which is coming from Aligarh is not about legality or illegality. It is about registration, and registration from which particular board. So I think these reports, individual inputs from different districts will continue to come in.
All right, so it's interesting, and I'm glad that you actually highlighted that these are unregistered madrasas that we are talking about. Having said that, it's also important to talk about the kind of disadvantages that are taking place as far as the whole role of these unregistered madrasas are concerned. We know that the fake madrasas are also lifting funding from the state exchequer. What is it costing the state exchequer?
Anusha, very interesting thing that how come this entire madrasa survey question came into light. There was a local madrasa in the outskirts of Lucknow where this news came in earlier in March that a young boy was chained to a pole, and that has caused in a lot of ire also from the National Child Welfare Commission, which then asked the state government to submit a report, and then the state government went ahead to do a survey to ascertain that how many madrasas are operational in Uttar Pradesh, which board they are registered to, and whether they are actually giving adequate infrastructure and facilities to the students or not. Now, in terms of budget, what happens is that state has around 2,300 crores of budget for the minority welfare, out of which 900 crores is for the scholarships to the minority students. Now, what happens is that if the madrasa says not unregistered, or it is there only on papers, and it is drawing in a certain scholarship amount in the names of giving to the student, it means the siphoning up of the money. And therefore, government was of the viewpoint that you need to bring in a transparency in the conduct of madrasas, which madrasas are affiliated, which are not affiliated, what are their sources of funding. That is how this entire madrasa survey process started. And that's the reason why every office bearer of the state government has been saying that it is not about legal or illegal. There can be no clause like an illegal madrasa. If a madrasa is not recognized by the state government, that is also the case with other educational bodies. Some are recognized by the UP board, but other are recognized by the private boards like ISC or CBSE. That doesn't make them illegal. That is what is the case of the madrasa board. If a madrasa is not recognized by the state government or the madrasa board, it doesn't become illegal. It only becomes unaffiliated to the madrasa board, and the government wants to ascertain that how many such madrasas are there which are not registered by the madrasa board, and if they are not registered by the madrasa board, are they just on papers, or they actually giving quality education with appropriate infrastructure, teachers, and other and also the curriculum. So I think this is why the entire exercise was initiated by the state government. Anusha.
Here is, what was the state government doing since 2017? If there were illegal madarsas, and 103 illegal madarsas is what you are telling us, what really changed in the last 2 days for this kind of crackdown on alleged illegality. What happened before that? Pranchu, if you can hear me.
Yes, yes, what I think is that, this sector was entirely, yes, Maria, I think this sector was entirely neglected. And yes, there is a question mark that if the new affiliation was stopped by the Madarsa board 5 years back, that is around 2017, why no exercise was done so? So I can only say that could be because of the bureaucratic inefficiency, the fact that this issue was not paid much attention to, unless and until that tragic story came in from a madarsa where a student was chained to a tree, and then the National Commission for Child Rights actually intervened and sought a detailed reply from the state government. Then the Yogi government woke up to this entire fact that we are giving around 2,300 crore rupees in terms of budget for this minority education, which also includes around 900 crores from the center's pool. So it is necessary to account for where this money is going, and therefore this entire survey work started, because there is a complaint that many madarsas which are not registered by the Madarsa board are working just on papers without proper infrastructure, without proper student-teachers ratio, without defined curriculum, and still they are drawing in a lot of money in terms of grant for students mentioned on their records. So the government wants to ascertain that whether the madarsa actually exists, whether the students are actually being granted education or not. And therefore, right from day one, this survey was specifically, Maria, about to find out the unregistered madarsas. The questionnaire which was first broken by us here on CNN News 18, that questionnaire, if we can again show it to our viewers, it clearly says that this survey is about unregistered madarsas. It doesn't talk about legal or illegal madarsas. The original bone of contention was that whether government should go in to verify the source of funding and affiliation. Some Muslim bodies, of course, objected to it, but later on, most of the prominent Islamic seminaries actually, welcomed this idea and had opened their doors for this survey.
Okay, and before I bring in the guests, I want to understand from you, Pranchu, because you're giving us the details that in all around 16,500 madarsas in UP are recognized by the Madarsa board. Out of them, only 500 are government aided. So does it mean the rest, that is 16,000, are on the radar because the government wants to understand the source of funding of these madarsas, which is largely the zakat money, or are they, looking at some kind of money trail here?
Well, what the government says is that yes, we are only paying in for salaries and infrastructure to 500 madrasas, but 16,500 are registered with us. There are many more, thousands or more, which are not registered by the Madarsa board. So what government wants to do is to ascertain the number of such madrasas which are not registered by the Madarsa board, that is beyond 16,500, which are operational, but they also get, the scholarship grant. So a college, it might be registered by the government or not, but when it comes to the SC/ST scholarship or the minority scholarship, even a private institute can claim for it. And government therefore feels that there could be a siphoning of money. Now coming to a second part, that who was raising questions, so there was initially a doubt among the Muslim intellectuals that the government's attempt to find out the source of funding and affiliation could well be an attempt to somehow put a check on the zakat money and to put a check on the source of funding, to which the government said we don't want to do so. Our intent is not that, to check on the funding of the private madrasas. Only thing we want is to regularize this education in the madrasas and to ensure that madrasas are not just running on papers. They have adequate infrastructure, curriculum and sufficient staff to actually impart quality educations even in the non-registered madrasas.
All right, Pranchu Mishra, really appreciate your time.